Alright, welcome back YouTube. I'm glad you're here with me today. We are going to go to next letter in the A to Z series, A to Z series, and that letter is E. And today we are going to talk about L'Occitane de Provence, Eau Des Baux. Alright, now, Eau Des Baux was released in 2006. This little beauty is classified as a woody oriental. Main notes, starting with the top notes, are pink pepper, cardamom, and then we move into middle notes of cypress and incense, and base notes of vanilla and tonka. So given those notes, it's a pretty simple composition, but sometimes we find beauty in the simplest of things, and I've got to tell you that this fragrance is pretty great. So I'm gonna spray some on now. I sprayed some on one arm quite a while ago, a few hours ago. I'm going to spray some on now and talk about what I get. I mean, I know what I'm going to get for this, but this will just, you know, give you the opening experience, I guess. So this is a bottle, beautiful 100 ml. I think they only come in the 100 ml size, and in Australia this retails around $70 US, around $70 Australian, and that is fantastic value for this fragrance. So alright, so really in the beginning the pepper's there, because there is a little bit of spice. Now the main, for me, the main note, even though this is kind of well known for being a sort of benchmark kind of vanilla fragrance, for me the note that stays here from start to finish is the cypress note, and it's a green, it's a real green, walk in the forest kind of smell you get through your nostrils. Now the pepper is very faint, and it dies down quickly, and what I really like about this is that it's for such a simple formula, it's amazingly well blended in that you can pick up each of the notes at different times, but not have one note overpower any others and become a dominant thing. What the cypress note does here from start to finish is give this fragrance a greenness, and always makes sure that this never ventures into any kind of gourmand territory. And usually when you think of vanilla fragrances, you tend to think of sweeter type fragrances, even though vanilla is used in hundreds and hundreds of different well-known fragrances. You do think sweet. This doesn't really venture into sweet territory for me. What this is a real green, woodsy vanilla. But again, no one note dominates. So everything is beautifully balanced and working to complement. Each note complements the others that are in the formula. This quickly then transitions into a beautiful light smoky incense. With the cypress, so the pepper's already faded here, and the note that I don't really pick up a lot of is the cardamom. So it's there, it's probably working, it's probably really blended in with the cypress, so there's that and the pepper, and so it might be part of the spiciness initially, and then it stays with the cypress. But for a long time, you know, probably for the next hour or so, it's going to be, you know, incense, cypress, and after a while, and I'm smelling the dried down version here, it's like you're walking through a crisp green forest. It's foggy, the fog lifts, you hit a patch and the sun is out, and that's the final dry down of the warm vanilla and tonka, and the tonka is just enough to not make it too sweet, and working beautifully with the vanilla. And all I think about with this scent is outdoors. I for some reason I have this vision in my head of this fragrance was made to be worn outdoors, even though it's perfectly fine to wear indoors. I would definitely wear it to work. You smell this, and it's probably because of the cypress, the woodsy feel, but you know, it's not, to me it's not a cozy, warm vanilla, woody vanilla. It's a real outdoorsy kind of vanilla. It's very difficult to describe. With that, I think that this fragrance, Eau Des Baux, is really versatile in that I think it's suitable for any age, man and woman. This fragrance is, even though the label says eau de toilette pour homme, for men, this is great on women. This would be great on women, and I know a few women who really like wearing this. Again, versatile fragrance, suitable for any age. The only thing I will say is this really shines in cooler weather, and I can just imagine on very warm days that maybe the smoky aspect of this fragrance might be a bit too much, and I'm not thinking that it would be cloying like wearing a very heavy, spicy oriental would be on a hot day. I think maybe you could get away with it with lighter sprays. Now, when it comes to performance, I'll give you an example of the performance of this. Again, this is EDT concentration, and at the beginning of the year, I had to take an 11-hour train trip from my city here in Melbourne to Sydney, and I decided to put this on. I knew I was going to be in a confined space with other passengers for 11 hours, and I went 2 sprays to the chest and got on the train, and this was about 6:30 in the morning, and 7 o'clock that evening I was still doing this and sniffing under my shirt, and it was still there, and the performance was great. Now, I don't know really. I think the fact that I wasn't doing much that day allowed the fragrance to stay a bit longer than it maybe normally would have if I was being active and doing my day-to-day things. But this still has got great performance. Doesn't for me, it doesn't project a lot, and I couldn't tell you about the sillage because I haven't had anyone notice it while I've been wearing it. But if you wear fragrances for yourself, which I hope you do, this is beautiful. L'Occitane's Eau Des Baux. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again. See you later.